What's up, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of In the Chair. I'm your host, Simon Miller, and today in the chair we have a great friend of mine, Lori Panarello, salon owner, international artist for KMS California, and all-around amazing person. We're going to be getting to know Lori a little bit better and also giving her a really cool haircut.
Simon, this chair is amazing.
Well, you know,
it's so beautiful.
I think these vintage chairs, they have so much history on them, right? And we're going to add our own little bit, too.
Yeah, and it's comfortable.
And so I know you're looking for a trim. Why don't you kind of describe what you're looking for?
So, you know me, Simon. I have my hands in my hair all day long.
Yep.
And I like that kind of undone look, like that messy, you know, kind of just got out of bed thing.
Cool.
And, you know, I just want it to be simple and easy, not too short, and just I want to have a lot of fun with it.
Awesome. Yeah, I like it on the longer side. It needs a little bit of a shape up. So let's go in. We'll kind of clean up the back and the sides.
Yeah.
Add a lot of texture. It's looking a little full on top.
Yeah, so when I put my hands through the front, it's like a giant wall of hair.
It's looking like a wall.
Yesterday I did my hair and I walked out on the street and I saw people like just staring straight at the wall of hair. I was like, oh God.
Well, it's an intimidating, great wall of hair.
Oh, it can be intimidating, yes.
Well, let's fix that.
Okay, great.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started.
Okay, great, perfect.
Cool. Awesome. When did you know you wanted to do hair?
So, I worked in a garment center out of college. My background is in marketing, actually. And I got a job out of college working in the garment center. I originally wanted to design shoes. That was my first passion.
You know, I could have guessed that because you always have awesome shoes on.
I know, I'm crazy about shoes. So I went to work in the garment center, and one of the girls that I worked with there was starting out designing bridal gowns. And she asked if I would help on some of the lookbooks to doing hair. And I said I'd happy to do it because I kind of had a natural talent for it. So I did it, and then I fell in love with it. I just really, I couldn't, do anything else. I knew that. I wanted to really just change people's looks and design hair. So I left my job in the garment center and went to school for hairdressing.
At what point did you get into education? Because, I know a little bit. We've got the opportunity to work together for the last several years, and I know your history is really cool. You traveled the world for a little while there, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, I started out in a salon, and I was recruited by Sebastian Professional to join their autistic team. And I went out for this crazy boot camp training to LA, a week of like intense 9 to 9 hairdressing. And they were trying out like, I think, 100 people at the time. And at the end of the week, they took you into a room with the 100 people, and they either, you either got a yay or a nay. And I remember people like crying hysterically they didn't make it. And I was lucky. I was one of 35 people that made the team.
Wow.
And they trained us, for a long time. And then I went out on tour with the art director for the company at the time, and we traveled the world with this wild on tour show. And that's when I really learned how to build and craft hair.
You gotta tell everyone the story of were you in Japan and it was like the 4 a.m. Horn building?
Yeah. So the art director, we were in Tokyo, and the art director decided at like 4 o'clock in the morning that he didn't have enough. He wanted to create these like bull horns out of hair that he wanted to put on the dancers.
Something subtle.
Yeah, right. And the dancers had to be able to like flip around in them, so they had to really stay on, and they had to be able to be interchangeable like in a second. So I remember seeing this little waiter walk by with an empty tray of like crumbled up foil and cellophane. And I looked at him, and I in the moment I jumped up. The poor guy thought I was attacking him, and I lunged for the tray, and I took the foil and the cellophane, and I was able to form a horn out of the tin foil, and wrap it in cellophane, and we wrapped hair wefts around it and created these crazy bull horns.
That's awesome.
So, needless to say, we stayed up the rest of the night,
Creating
because
horns.
the show was the next day. Yeah, creating horns.
I think that kind of level of pushing people and growing their skills is amazing part of being an educator. And is that something that you do to your staff at your Salon ID?
Oh yeah, I bring everything that I do out in the field back, back to the salon to educate them. And so for me it's a little bit more than that. It's like I have such a love for this profession, and I'm so passionate about it that I think that part of why I educate is that I want this to continue. I don't want artists in our field to become complacent. I want them to push the limits. I want to help them grow so that someday when we're done, they can continue on.
Absolutely.
I think it's really important. I think it's important for every artist to give back.
Well, I think it's addicting to see people's light bulbs going off when you teach, right?
Oh yeah, it's amazing to watch somebody get it. And Simon, we've had people tell us that we've changed their lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this, that's an incredible feeling to touch somebody on that level.
Education is such a huge part of art that I think when you do that, it just adds to your own skill set.
If you're looking at something that's interesting to you, it's inspiring.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it's almost like a muscle that we have to exercise, right? I tell young people that are new or young to the industry rather,